Welcome to my channel. It has been a while that we haven't spoken in person. Now, today I'll be talking about the reality of the prime forces that bring forth life on earth. Listen and pay attention because this course is very sensitive. Ask as many questions as you can to understand the reality of life. I know a lot of you might be asking where my source of inspiration is coming from, or where my source of knowledge is coming from. When you listen to me talk, take your time and do your personal research. You might have not heard the things I will speak, or might ever see it somewhere, but the truth of life is in your palms now. You are first a spirit, non-physical, having a soul and living in this body. What are the characteristics of the spirit? Without form, limitless. It can be anything, it can do anything, but without the physicality, which is the body, the physical activity cannot take place. Now, since today we'll be talking about the human perceptions and how you became physical in your being. In another word, you are the Spirit of God manifesting in the physical realm. What are the prime forces that bring forth universal consciousness into the physical? Now, there are two prime forces we'll be talking about: the universal consciousness and the ego consciousness. I will take it gradually so you can understand perfectly. The ego is the birth of I am. Without I am, you are not a physical entity. You are completely a spirit, non-physical, without form. If you ask a scientist that what is energy, the scientist tells you energy is what was, what is, and what will still be. It cannot be, it wasn't created, neither can it be destroyed. But energy can be transformed from one point to another. You ask a theologian that who is God, will tell you God is the spirit. It wasn't created, neither can it be destroyed. And will also tell you that God is He who was, who is, and who will still be. And He will tell you as well that God is the creator of the universe. Now, these are two people defining the same life source that I call the parenting drive, but in different ways. Yet, different terminologies, but they disagree at every level with each other. Now, the human perception, which had been built by the ego consciousness, known as the I, gives birth to physicality in millions of ways. First, the ego consciousness is the drive that controls the physical realm. Everything you see, touch, feel, taste, sense is the ego consciousness. The ego is the birth of the physical life, the birth of all wars. Every dispute, every quarrel that have ever existed in the universe had been given birth by the ego. When you say, this is my property, you are prompted by the ego consciousness. When you say, this is my house, this is my land, these are my properties, that is the ego speaking. And it is a good thing. Why? Because you are a person now. Or I should say, with the universal language, you are a persona. Persona in the terms that without the I, you are non-physical. So therefore, if you are the unseen universe manifesting in the flesh, if left to dominate the universal consciousness, you will be a very hard person to deal with. Because everything that is within your space is a threat. somebody moves around you, you suspect is the ego consciousness. You are too protective. The ego consciousness comes with a high degree of protection to protect the selfhood from harm. Without the ego consciousness, you will never feel hungry. Without the ego consciousness, a fly is entering your eye, you will not be able to blink. Now, if you like to try this exercise to know what the ego consciousness is, to also understand that it works in harmony with the universal consciousness, to protect the self, take your hand and put it to your eye, and you'll see that at the time your hand is about to enter the eye, you close your eyes. Whether you like it or not, that is the ego consciousness protecting you even without you being conscious. The person draws the hand or runs away from the fire. Why? That is the ego consciousness prompting the person to protect the self from harm. But when left unchecked, the ego consciousness erupt and fight. You look at two children fighting. You say, these are children, why are they fighting? What do they even know? They are controlled by the ego consciousness for self-satisfaction and the self-protection. In the previous videos, we talked about the characteristics of who you are, and we talked of 9 prime forces that lead the characteristics of mankind: fulfillment of need, freedom, work, and so on and so forth. When you elaborate these characteristics, you therefore understand the birth of personality. When you insult somebody and the person retaliates, it is the ego at work. So this video was to teach you what drives you, both emotionally, physically, and mentally. And look, when you get angry, you say, yes, it's my birthright. Yes, it is your birthright. Anger is one of the characteristics of the ego consciousness. I will end this video at this point and wait for your questions to make more videos explaining exactly what you didn't understand or what you understand and how you like to take it. Stay tuned. Gratitude.